Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? Hopefully you'll let me know in the comments. We got stuff to open and look at and see what we think. If you are regular here, you might have seen, I believe he goes by the name of Lanier Wexford here on YouTube. Around, he leaves comments pretty frequently. And recently, he donated to the Let's Get Chevee Into the Shop More Often fund. Which is, my main problem right now is organization. And I need stuff to be able to better organize. So he threw some money at me and said, I want to see some organization, and this is part one of, well, this makes up for his contribution, what's in this box, and then I need to go buy a few more things to make it, you'll see. So, in here, you've probably already seen the video title, and I've already guessed, and maybe you came here because of the video title, I don't know. But in here, we have some storage boxes. Bunches of them. There's actually 8 in total, I think, or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe I only got 3 in this. I've got another box coming. The shipment got broken up into 2 boxes. So in here, yeah, okay, I got another box coming. So in here I have 4 of the little ones, 2 of the big ones. I'm expecting 2 more of the large size. So, we'll open one of each and see what we think. And also, just because it's Harbor Freight, and they always have a something for free coupon, this time it was a 4-pack of their microfiber cloths for free. These are nice. And then, standard issue, I always order a moving blanket when I buy from Harbor Freight. Those always come in handy for stuff. Anyway, so these are storage cases for organizing screws, bits, all that sort of stuff. They have 2 different sizes. This is the 8 bin and this is the 20 bin, and you can see thickness on those. The 20 bin is obviously made for small parts. The big bins are not. So the reason I chose Harbor Freight was price, obviously. These were on sale. Normally, these large cases are like $17, and I think I got them for $10 or something like that. These are comparable, I guess, or they are compared to, I don't know if they're actually comparable. They are compared to Stanley cases of the same basic idea. What they are is a big box full of little boxes. And this is exactly why I wanted these particular cases. They're modular, so these can get moved around inside of here however you like. And they kind of lock themselves together once they're in there. The lid has the same modular pattern so that it kind of grips the trays, assuming that they were put together correctly from the factory, which they're not. So these are bowed a little bit, but I can fix that with a little bit of heat. But these come out, all of these come out, so I can fill this with all sorts of stuff. And you can see in there the little grid pattern, maybe you can, the little grid pattern, the little trays have feet on them that kind of register onto those and kind of hold them into place, which is nice. So yeah, this is my sorting solution for all of my screws and nuts and various bits and bobs your uncles and whatever else I need to store. This is going to be a huge help because currently I don't really have any way of storing anything other than keeping it in whatever box it came in and shoving it in a drawer or sitting it on an open bench somewhere. So the idea here is these larger bins will hold most of my wood screws, because I usually buy those in bulk. When they're on sale, I'll buy a couple of pounds of wood screws, and so I'd say, based on the size of this bin, I could probably fit 2 pounds of screws in each one of these little bins. So lots of different sizes of screws and that sort of thing. Let's look at one of the smaller ones, the 20 bin. So this is the 8 bin, basically larger parts, larger bits. Oh my, sorry if that destroyed your ears. And this is the smaller bin. And yep, same thing. Lots of little trays that come out and can be taken to the job and then returned once I'm done with them. So the cool part about this is I've looked at a lot of these, and I kind of got this concept from a guy who got this concept from another guy. So Adam Savage, if you haven't watched him on YouTube, you should. He has a really great channel where he builds lots of stuff. Has this like wall of these cases called Sortimo, and they're very expensive versions of this. They're essentially this, but much more expensive, much better built. I mean, let's be honest, this isn't the most robust case, but he has this like entire hardware store in his shop. Another person that I watch, whom you really should go watch, is Wesley Treat. If you've never heard of him, look him up. He wonderful, amazing videos. Very clever guy. He recently built his own little wall, but he used the Stanley versions of these cases. And same reason was it's too expensive. I saw, when I got the money from Lanier, I saw that the large version of this case was on sale for like half off. These were significantly reduced price, and I was like, well, now's the time. And I have the cash because somebody gave me the cash. And I think the reason I got 4 of them, well, I only have 3 so far. The reason I got them is because the coupon was like a limited. You were limited to 4, so I got 4. And at the same time, the plan is to take these cases, build a tower that they'll sit in. The traditional way that these guys have made these things is to have a tower with a set of rails like this, and this lip of the case would sit on that. And the idea is that you could, through clever mathematics, make it so that the space that holds this one could hold 2 of the little ones. And so I might build it out that way. I think that's a neat system. Or I might just build it so that there's shelves that these sit on. But I have to figure out the math first, and I have to figure out how high it's going to be. Because the current plan is to make a single width of this, so this size kind of vertical storage container to hold these, that will have wheels on it and be a base for my sanding station. So my large belt sander and my small belt sander will sit on top of this little rolling hardware center right here in the shop. So that's the plan. As far as these cases go, you know, I'm pretty impressed. This is polypropylene plastic, not ABS, so, you know, not super robust. They're going to get brittle and eventually break. It does have like a little rubberized, the yellow part of this grip is kind of this rubbery material, so that's nice. These are definitely not going to hold up to abuse. I wouldn't recommend putting them in your car and throwing a bunch of 10 pounds of nuts and bolts in them and trying to sling them around. But in a shop environment where I'm going to pull one of these out, open it up, get my screw bends that I need and work, and then put it back, I think that these will be more than sufficient, and I think they'll last. They'll last me. I don't use hardware that much that I'm going to need to have these out and open constantly and getting thrown around. But I have a very big need for consolidating like all the screws and stuff that are just kind of scattered throughout this shop. And one of these might be router bits, and you know, this was going to help a lot, and I'm really excited about it. So I think for the price, these are pretty amazing. And I have not put my hands on the Stanley cases. Oh, they do lock together. Nice positive locking there. I have not seen the Stanley cases, so I can't compare them, but I'm definitely, from what I've seen so far, not disappointed in what I purchased. So we'll have to see what happens once I build the tower for them to sit in. So thank you to everybody who stops in and encourages me to continue working down here. I've told somebody in the comments that I will be selling these very soon. I think I have the method figured out now that I did Scott's to be able to replicate these in small batches. I'll probably only do like 5 or maybe 10 at a time if I'm really pushing myself, but they'll be like in batches of 5 or something. I'll put them up for sale. And based on yesterday's chat section and talks about a CNC, I might try to take the money that I make from these and just put it into the CNC fund, and someday look at that as an option. We'll see. I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited to get these into service and to start organizing. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.
Hey Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from todayifoundout.com. What is PS and PSS in a letter? When adding a second PS at the end of a letter, it's PPS, not PSS. This, of course, is because PS stands for postscript, which comes from the Latin postscriptum, sometimes written postscriptum, which translates to written after, or more to the point, what comes after the writing.